Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips in the balance of the favor of fair use. Welcome to Blended Healing. There is an art to self-control. You got to believe, you got to succeed, and then there's some sacrifice. We're going to go over a few things. All right? We all wish to be in control of our lives in order to live well. It is our power to take charge of our mind, our intellect, and our nature. We automatically can control our physical sense organs as well. We don't get entangled in the must and shoulds and the definition that society has for us as we take care of our own moral compass. And once we handle ourselves well, we will handle other people the right way. Of all the things that we wish to have more of, that's self-control. And that's got to be at the top of the top of the top. It's our ability to control the ways we think and how we act, like how we show up, how we behave. And while exercising our own self-control seems to be the answer, there's moments that we fight ourselves. We give in to the temptation to act out and to act a little different. And then once we do that, all bets is off because we give in. But there are some steps that we can take to exercise our self-control and experience a sense of well-being. First, you have to realize that self-control is a strength that you can cultivate, get better at by exercising it in the simple things in your life, all different types of situations. The second thing that you can do is meditate. And during that meditation, watch your thoughts. If you start to watch your thoughts, it can help you to control your mind and create a beautiful relationship with your mind. Third thing you can do is choose a powerful and right response in every situation. And in order to do that, you got to pause, man. You got to step back. You got to control yourself in some type of way. Take a breath. And instead of being automatic, with your reactions, be aware that you have options. And that making those choices can increase your self-control. Sometimes you just got to go with number 4 and stick with your values, your principles. You got to use them fearlessly with everybody in every situation. Say, for instance, you have to admit to your mistake and you apologize, even if it is going to have a serious consequence. Sometimes you got to obey traffic rules, even if you're the only one on the road. Number 5, you got to choose purity in everything that you read, watch, listen, and talk. And that's a hard one because you got to follow the principles of right eating and drinking and without giving in to them temptations to do what's right and healthy for you without seeking public approval. And if you can achieve number 5, trust me, you are the strongest person walking around on earth because we are all spirits living in this human existence. And that right there is dedication. I'm in here with you. Trust and believe. Sometimes you got to put yourself back in control of your life and watch how your mind obeys different instructions and how your body supports your goals. And only when you get to that can you master the art of self-control. Here's an affirmation that you can repeat 3 times to yourself. I am a powerful being. I am the creator of every thought, word, behavior. I use my mind the right way. Situations may not be my way. My mind is always my way. I choose where to focus, what to see, what to listen, what to speak. I see goodness in everyone. I am untouched by public opinion. I live a disciplined life. I am the master of my mind. I am the master of my body. Again, I am a powerful being. I am the creator of my every thought, word, behavior. I use my mind the right way. Situations may not be my way. My mind is always my way. I choose where to focus, what to see, what to listen, what to speak. I see goodness in everyone. I am untouched by public opinion. I live a disciplined life. I am the master of my mind. I am the master of my body. One more time. Speak it from your heart. I am a powerful being. I am the creator of every thought, word, and behavior. I use my mind the right way. Situations may not be my way. My mind is always my way. I choose where to focus, what to see, what to listen, what to speak. I see goodness in everyone. I am untouched by public opinion. I live a disciplined life. I am the master of my mind. I am the master of my body. Ashe. There's other things that I want to talk to you about. Other things that can assist you. What if I told you, after you just went through all of that of mastering self-control, that if you believe it, and you will succeed? It's like being excited about your big or small goals that you worked so hard to reach, but somewhere down the line you doubted the success. If you could think about how it is that you were able to influence the outcome, whether it was a personal goal or a professional one, you typically need people's support to be successful in some cases. What's around us, what's around us needs to be vibrant with confidence and determination. That affirmation I had you read 3 times was a lesson in confidence and determination. And when you get to rely on each other, and trust must be at the core of your belief in your behavior. We all have experienced that people are most productive when we have a person trusting their own abilities. Ensure that no one creates thoughts of doubt, no insecurity, no incompetence, no anxiety, either by yourself or by other people. Those negative thoughts become obstacles to success. You got to believe it. You got to believe it to succeed it. You feel me? You got to focus only on how to help and motivate people. That's one way. And then the other way is to remind yourself every day that you are confident. You are confident and you will be successful. You have heard that well begun is half done. Whether there are 10 things to do on your list today or 20, if you begin them with self-belief, discipline, and enthusiasm, your speed and efficiency increases magically. If you believe it, you succeeded. You see, when we work with these things, we can absorb the energy and feel motivated. There's an overall sense of belonging for the place, the people, and the things that has to be developed. You see, time doesn't seem like a barrier. You have to sit back and make your workday unfold perfectly today. Your inner success, factors of stability, comfort, happiness, all of those things will have an influence on getting you success on the outside. You will save the time and the energy because there are no emotional leakages of anxiety, aggression, or stress. You don't put the work into that because you are mastering self-control. And then when you get back home and you went through your whole day mastering that self-control and remembering that affirmation, you'll be pleased and happy because there's one more thing that you need to do. One more thing. And it's a big one. It's a big one. Y'all ready to follow me down this rabbit hole? Because you done did self-control master. You done been through the part where you believe to succeed, right? Here you go. How about that you got to sacrifice your ego in order to build beautiful, better relationships. Whew, child. Ego gets us into a lot of shit. And then you topple that with relationships? Oh, Lord. Didn't we just do enough by, you know, taking care of what we had to do in order to self-control? We were trying to take the people out of it. Now we're going to add them back? Oh, you can't be serious. Relationships are the primary treasure, but when they go the wrong way because of the ego in either of the people, either you or the other person, it's in a relationship. And you will find that people are always satisfied with those who are humble. The relationships of the ones who are ego-less are problem-free and free of differences of opinion. The relationship in which either you or the other person learns to sacrifice his or her ego at the right time, and when it's required, is the one in which there is continuous peace, and goodwill. I'm still sipping on the coffee. The only reason that there is blockages in a relationship is the inability to sacrifice the I, the me, and the mine. It sometimes seems very strange, but love is lost in so many relationships because of the inability to mold and sacrifice the ego and become as the other person expects you to be. I know. In order to master self-control and to believe, in order to succeed, you're going to have to surrender the ego. The difference of opinions that are often seen in all types of relationships can be solved and rise above the challenge of the ego. All of us want to have love-fulfilled relationships, but are we able to make that much needed sacrificial vow? What does that mean? Something like, I lose, or I'm always right, or please go ahead of me, or you take charge, or even accepting that you are better than me. Sometimes it is seen in so many different types of relationships, in the family or at work, that at first everything is cool, and then as time goes on, people become closer to each other, and there's a misunderstanding. The relationship becomes like a boat without having a rudder that can steer it, and then it loses its direction. And why does this happen? And why not at the beginning? You see, the heart that are close to everything is easy. like making the sacrifice of becoming less dominant person in the relationship, putting your best foot forward, being the imposter. But slowly, as time goes on, then you're going to start taking each other for granted. And what seemed to be a fantastic or beautiful relationship is now full of understanding that becomes filled with thorns of sadness and clashes. See, whether you come into contact with another person, see to it that you are yourself. But at the same time, give the other person some space by letting them know that they can be themselves. What that means is that you got to let the other person express themselves in the way that they want to and not necessarily in the way that you want them to. They shouldn't be a puppet in your hands. Tell them, guide them, but always be ready to sacrifice your opinion, your viewpoint, your attachment to your own virtue, what you think is absolutely right to your virtue, all right, doesn't always absolutely have to be right and perfect for them. Be ready to let the other person's opinion rule the situation involving the two of y'all. Some people find that this is the most difficult thing for them to do in a relationship. And it requires spiritual power and a lot of love on the inside of you for the other person or people. You got to sacrifice. You need the qualities like humility and contentment, which are so important in any relationship, whether at home or in your friend circle or anywhere else, with the opposite sex or with the same sex or with your kid, with your boss, with your friend, with your spouse. You got to sacrifice in order to master the art of self-control, to believe, to succeed. You got to sacrifice. There's a thin line between remaining in a high self-esteem about what you think is right and that you know about a particular situation, and letting the other person also to contribute in that process. What that means is that you need to allow the other person to enter that personal space of thought process. Often we put up walls around our thinking and don't let the other person enter into it because of the fear that the other person might dominate the space and the attachment to your own space. Remember that the ones who bow down and are comfortable with everybody, with other people's views, give them so much more respect as their own opinions and their viewpoints. The ones that are the rulers of everyone's hearts. People are not ruled by the power, but their hearts are filled with love to get their love and respect in return. And that happens by keeping the other ahead of you in interactions, and not only on a physical level, but on the thought level and the level of the emotions. Remember to master your self-control. You have to believe in order to succeed. And then you have to surrender your ego to build other beautiful relationships. And remember that in every relationship, the person who keeps the other ahead is the one who leads the relationship, even though it may seem the opposite. Keeping the other ahead means saying yes to the other person, even at times that you don't agree. And the other person's opinion in particular matter of a common interest. Very often, where we work and in our own homes, we'll see the same places. We see the same people who are always together. But at other times, in the midst of all of that, there could be some negative energy that's being exchanged, as well as negative words, due to the fact that people have different ways that they manage their relationships. You may have two people, like say in the office, that have such a great bond with each other. And everything at the job is going so smooth. And they wouldn't even argue with each other. But in the same office, there's a set of another people, right? That just can't work with each other and can't see eye to eye. And the reason for that is simple as that I'm smarter than you, or I am more efficient than you, or I work harder than you, or I'm more intelligent. And when you have these thoughts, they spoil the relationship and doesn't allow it to become a bond that may have love and closeness. It's the ego. It's the emotions. It's the emotions. We often hear people say, forget the differences and become friends. That's an important point to note, that differences between any two people is going to always exist. And there are no two people with exactly the same viewpoints and ideas. But these differences have to be forgotten, and maybe even in some cases forgiven. There has to be a resolution. And that's the key to success in mastering and believing. There is success in surrendering. People that have success where they are, no matter where they are, is not measured only by their talents or your talents. It's how well you perform alone, but also how well you handle the relationships, how humble you are. And these people are respected in their workplace. People want to be in their company much more than those that are egotistical, rigid in their views, and unable to bow down or sacrifice the ego when it's that time to do it. I'm not keeping you long. I just want you to remember that life is short. So why not enjoy each day with your parent, your spouse, your office colleagues, your in-laws, whoever it's going to be. They all matter to you, and you matter to them. So enjoy their blessings by making the ego sacrifice. Sacrifice that ego. Master self-control. Master that. If you believe, you will succeed. That's it, and that's all. I'm done. Be well, stay safe. I say and deep bow to each and every one of you, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Be a great day on purpose. Oh, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Past it, I've been thinking about magic. Happen, action, baby, we never lasted. Magic, madness, maybe it was just guessing. But it was better than I imagined. Drastic, acting to you, it was just practice. Sadness, asking, hated you with a passion. Had it, granted, baby, I didn't cap it. Cause it was better than I imagined. Thought it'd be worse, cause it hurts me. But still, I can't see myself with no one else. Cause it was better than I imagined. Better than I imagined. Trust me, love me, no, I could never make you stay true. Hate to say it, but it's too late. My expectations too